Good morning. Wake up. Get out of bed. Do 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 do. So even myself, I need to remind myself. Sometimes what's the most important thing to do when one gets up, gets out of bed, is to do your morning ritual. If you make coffee or tea for yourself or gather a glass of water, whatever it might be. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am here to suggest, in my opinion, the most important thing to do is to meet the world with a sense of equilibrium, a sense of being able to evaluate what you have in your future day's events, scheduled or unscheduled, that will help them be more satisfying, help you find a path to make your way through them in such a way that you feel fulfilled, that you have given your best. How better to do this than to be more aware of what you are doing and to accomplish your task with a sense of virtue, a sense of making an effort at improving one's being, one's actions, everything. It's common sense. Being in a comfortable posture, undisturbed, becoming more aware of one's physical being. It is simple. Doesn't take a leap of faith to be with one's own being. You can be a little nausea even. Today I'm going to the doctor for my lab test, so I'm not having my usual ritual of having coffee, so it's a little different. Even I feel a little unsettled. I hope you don't. I hope you're not. But even assuming that there are changing conditions in each of us, women with their periods, maybe man has something analogous, I don't know. Just to practice one's breathing, just to follow along, to be aware we have an opportunity to calm ourselves. And as I said earlier, to find a sense of equilibrium, to find our foundation. Best to be here if we are ill at ease. We can be at peace, be calm, feel a sense of tranquility, and begin to rise again from our now humble position, our foundation. Even though this foundation of humility is actually millions upon millions upon millions of years old. And one begins to sense an awareness that there is a greatness in this miracle. We are, each of us uniquely, each of us precious in our unique way. Rising in one's physical awareness of this mechanism of respiration, of breathing in long, deep, slow, and pausing when one is satiated with their inhale. Being aware of this perspective that we are sharing, of ourselves, of everything that surrounds us, everywhere, close at hand, the air that we're breathing, the clothes that we might be wearing, the furniture or mat or rug upon which we might be sitting, everywhere, even further, in whatever room, in whatever place we might be, and further still, beyond the reach of our eyes and our ears, out of our atmosphere, into the stars, the universe, being aware. We don't have to be there to be aware. We can always visualize using one's third eye. Between your eyes, your forehead, allowing oneself to just feel a sense of a screen, like a movie screen or a TV screen or a computer screen. You don't have to do anything else than this. It's usually, for me, has different colors. Sometimes green, sometimes purplish blue, sometimes nothing. Allowing oneself to be. Remember, we're on our foundation. Remember that we're in our practice. We can be free thinking and allow ourselves to just be at peace, to be relaxed. Again, to be calm, tranquil, to feel a sense of growing harmony, of excitement that we are here, alive, making progress in our own individual histories, our lives. Exhaling after one's pause, slowly and long, with a sigh, if you like, with a sigh of awe or om, or just a hum, accentuating this exhale with the vibratory tone that further allows us to feel our own being as our chest rises and subsides, feeling the beginnings of the stirring of our awareness of our own body's vibrations. That, yeah, we are bundles of miracles. We are alive. We are the children of children of children of children of children back millions of generations. Yeah, this is the way it is. Accepting. Allowing oneself to accept the truth of our being. Not faith, fact. Not supposition, but the reality of being a Homo sapien upon this world, in this solar system, in this, the Milky Way galaxy, in an expanding universe that's moving our whole galaxy, us included, at 1,000,000 miles an hour away from the Big Bang. We're moving from this explosion 14 billion years later, still at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Pretty incredible, right? Look it up. Don't take my word for it. You need to ascertain what the truth is on your own. A couple of days ago, we were talking about breathing. And today we're moving on to our circulation. Why not? Remembering while we're breathing, while we have our final pause before we begin our breathing cycle again. Breathing in this final pause, a sense of reverence, of gratitude, of amazement, a sense of awe, a sense of thanks that we're alive, that we have this opportunity. As we each begin again our breathing over and over again, remembering it with our virtuosity, our kindness, our understanding, our wisdom about the nature of Homo sapiens, multitasking, being able to simultaneously do different things. And in these instances of our experience, being aware of our pulse, allowing oneself to, in our settling down upon our foundation, to be more aware of our pulse. It's always happening. 90,000 times a day, more or less. It's happening around 60 times each minute. In other words, every moment your heart is pulsing as you breathe and supply oxygen molecules for your bloodstream to circulate, to keep oneself alive. Yes, it is not much of a reach to call oneself a bundle of miracles, because indeed we all are. Feeling. Where am I feeling my pulse? Right now. Maybe one has to use the fingers from one hand to feel the wrist crease under the thumb on the other, pressing gently in to feel one's radial artery. It's okay. It's a humble beginning, but it works. Or maybe you feel behind your eyes, in your head, or your cheeks, or even your nose, or your feet, even your toes, or your hands. Yes, even one's fingers. Feeling one's pulse, remembering just how lucky we are, and not taking it for granted, but being thankful, being full of gratitude. Okay? Let's leave it like that for right now. It's enough time. Being full of gratitude for your pulse, for your breath, for your practice of awareness, of mindfully meditating, of focusing upon one's own life, on one's own growing, flowing, all day, glowing, all day, shining, being. When we open our eyes to the reality that is, my humble and sincere best wishes for everyone, for all of us. Namaste.